Hi teachers! Are you looking for a low prep, fun, highly engaging ESL speaking activity for your students? I have just the one for you. This activity is called the sinking ship. The sinking ship is a really fun and delightful treat for my students. Every class where I've done this activity has been extremely active and enthusiastic about it. Even my shy students start speaking in class and they're highly engaged in the discussion as they fight for their lives. This activity also leads to deeper and meaningful discussions. So here are the details. This is an ESL speaking activity that would take about 20 to 30 minutes. It's suitable for upper primary school students and all the way up to adults. If your students are B1 level and above, so intermediate level and above, they can do this activity. If you have baby English learners, you can check out my other videos on TPR and circling. So in this activity, you can have 6 to 10 students in a group. I personally think 7 to 8 is the ideal number, but that's up to you. I usually prepare 3 sets of colored cards, so let's say red, green, and blue, to put students into 3 groups. Say if I have 24 students, then I have 8 students in each group. And then I write down a character onto each card. Here are some characters you can choose. You can also make up your own. So for my class, I have a 1-year-old baby with a curable disease, a 51-year-old grandmother who cares for the baby, a 23-year-old pregnant woman, a 71-year-old doctor, a 16-year-old boy who steals, a 35-year-old rich banker, a 26-year-old English teacher, maybe yourself, and a 40-year-old farmer with 2 children. You can also create your own characters based on your students' interests. So maybe add in a superstar or a football player. If you don't have time to prep, I've attached the link below with a document you can just print out and make into slips of paper. But personally, I like having those colorful cards to add more color to my activity. Now we're ready for class. So the first thing I do when I get into the classroom is I hand each student a card face down on the table, and I ask them not to look at the card to add anticipation. You might want to make sure that you have a balance between lower level students and higher level students in each group. After that, I start to tell them the story. Class, today we are going on a boat trip to Thailand. Are you excited? We are gonna go on a really big boat. It's so big. It's like, if you're from a certain era, your students will answer Titanic. If not, you can skip this part. So now our boat is going forward to this island and we're drinking our Cokes and lemonade. Oh no! What's happening? The boat is sinking. Oh no, what do we do? No, we can't swim. There are sharks in the water. Oh, and these sharks really like eating children who don't speak English. So make sure you're speaking English. Oh, whew. There are lifeboats. If we get on these lifeboats, maybe we are saved and we can escape. Let's get on these lifeboats. Let's see, we have a red lifeboat over there, a green lifeboat over there. Oh, and all the blues go over there. You have 10 seconds to get to your lifeboat. Take up your card and go to the right lifeboat now. 10, 9, 8, 7. After your students get on the lifeboat, you continue the story. Oh no, what's happening now? The lifeboats are sinking. Oh, what do we do? Usually at this point, your students might volunteer. Kick someone off, and you say, I'm afraid we need to choose 2 people to throw off this lifeboat. You have 10 minutes to discuss and decide who to throw off. Fight for your life and tell others why you should stay on this lifeboat, starting now. So in this next part, it's where your students have a great debate to discuss and justify why their character should stay on the lifeboat. As a teacher, I will walk around the room right now and try to facilitate and encourage discussion if some of the groups are shyer. So if there's a student who's shy, I might be asking, tell the group why you should stay on the lifeboat. You are a 71-year-old doctor. So maybe you say, I can save many lives here. You might get sick during our trip back to the land, and so you justify your answer. If some of the students are quiet, I might say, quick, you need to fight for your life. You need to say something. Or to get the debate going, I might try to ask, so why should they stay on the lifeboat? Or why shouldn't they stay? If some students have give up, you say, don't give up. You need to fight for your life. You don't want to be eaten by sharks, right? And I found that even my shyest students have opened their mouths to debate and discuss. And usually the discussion goes really intense. Depending on the level of your students, you might give 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and some higher level students will even go 15 minutes to fight for their lives. At some point, you wrap it up and you tell students they have 1 minute to decide who they should throw off. If there's a natural leader, they might decide amongst themselves and have a discussion on who they will kick off. If not, you might ask the students to take a vote. When the time is up, you can ask the castaways to come up to the front of the classroom. And this is a really important time for you to manage as a teacher, to hold a whole class discussion. You can ask the castaways how they feel during this discussion, and you can ask the groups how did they choose who to kick off the board and to justify their reasoning. Another deep question you can ask them is, how did you determine the value of each life on the boat? Here's 2 more tips and reminders for this activity. If your students are lower level, you might want to pre-teach them some of the vocabulary, like pregnant or lifeboats. You can also use a PowerPoint to show the sinking ship and Thailand to make things more fun. I also like to teach my students the idiom, we're on the same boat, so that they know that as a class, we will fight challenges together and we're all on the same boat. As a follow-up activity, I've tried adding a follow-up to the game where now the castaways have found a raft or something that would save them, whereas the lifeboats are sinking, and they then choose a few people to bring on with them to the raft. That way, it's like the tables have turned and they get a sense to feel how the other side might feel of not being chosen. But that's up to you, what you decide to do. I hope you have lots of fun with this activity. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. See you soon for more ESL activities. Bye!